So if your boss isn't in the room, do you still look busy?
Oh, definitely. Out of sight, out of mind. Yeah.
Exactly. I mean, for most of us, authority really requires proximity. But today, we're looking at a story that completely redefines how power actually works.
Yeah, and it involves a foreign soldier, a sick mother-in-law, and a pretty shocking VIP list.
It really does. Welcome to the Depth Dive. Today is Saturday, June 27, 2026, and we are diving into the Gospel of Matthew, chapter 8, verses 5 through 17.
Which is such a rich passage.
It is. Our mission today is to unpack this fascinating trio of healing narratives that, just flips traditional expectations of who actually belongs and what true faith looks like.
It starts with this massive culture clash. Jesus enters Capernaum and is approached by a Roman centurion.
Literally a commander in the enemy occupation force.
Right, exactly. And his servant is paralyzed at home, just suffering terribly. So Jesus immediately offers to come heal him. But the centurion stops him and just says, just say the word.
Which is wild. Listening to this, it almost sounds like how an IT admin works today.
Wait, how so?
Well, like if my laptop breaks, the IT tech doesn't actually walk over to my desk. They have network admin rights, so they just run command from another building to fix it.
Is the centurion basically saying Jesus has, like, admin rights over physical reality?
That is a great way to put it. Yeah, that is exactly how his military brain processes the situation.
He just maps his own experience onto Jesus.
Yeah, he tells Jesus, I'm a man under authority, with soldiers under me. I say go, and they go. He assumes Jesus operates with the same absolute chain of command over sickness and health.
Right, so distance doesn't matter when you have that kind of jurisdiction.
Exactly. You don't need to be in the room.
But wait, I'm stuck on something here. Jesus is a revered Jewish teacher. Isn't it incredibly taboo for him to be taking theological cues from a Roman occupying soldier?
Oh, completely.
I mean, wouldn't that alienate his home crowd?
It would have been shocking, which is exactly why Jesus' reaction is so stunning here. He doesn't just heal the servant.
What does he do? He actually marvels at this Roman. He turns to the crowd and essentially says that foreigners from the east and west are going to get the prime seats at the heavenly banquet.
Wow, really?
Yeah, dining with Abraham, Isaac, and Jacob. Meanwhile, the assumed sons of the kingdom will be thrown into outer darkness.
Okay, so the sons of the kingdom, that means the religious insiders.
Right, the people who thought they had an inherited genetic VIP pass to heaven.
So Jesus isn't just saying they lose their seats. He is blowing up the entire hereditary system of religion.
Yes, and he's replacing it with a meritocracy of trust. True belonging becomes entirely about recognizing his authority.
Okay, so we've established his power works like a remote network admin. Distance is completely irrelevant.
Right.
Which makes his next move really puzzling to me. If he doesn't need to be in the room, why does he physically go to Peter's house for the very next healing?
That is the ultimate paradox of this passage, I think. He arrives and finds Peter's mother-in-law sick with a fever.
And he doesn't just declare her healed from the doorway?
No, he doesn't. Instead of just speaking a word, he walks right up and intimately touches her hand. The fever breaks, and she immediately gets up to serve him.
Why touch her, though? Because in that culture, touching someone sick with a fever meant you risked ritual impurity, didn't it?
It did. But by doing it anyway, Jesus is proving that his authority isn't just about this raw, distant jurisdiction.
It's about a willingness to get his own hands dirty.
Exactly. It's dynamic. He can command from afar, but he also enters directly into the messiness of human illness.
That's such a powerful contrast. And then we see this massive scaling effect that evening, right?
We do. People bring him all those oppressed by demons and the sick.
So he goes from one remote command to one intimate touch to just clearing out entire crowds with a single word.
Yeah, he casts out spirits instantly. And Matthew notes that this sequence perfectly fulfills Isaiah's ancient prophecy.
Which was, he took our illnesses and bore our diseases.
Right. He isn't just treating symptoms from a distance like a mechanic. Isaiah's words suggest he is actually absorbing the root cause of their suffering.
Man, that really forces you to look at your own life and how you view faith.
How so?
Well, we usually treat faith like a strict checklist of rules, but this text argues that true faith is radical trust.
Yeah, trusting in an authority that is absolute enough to command reality from afar.
Right, but also intimate enough to take on your pain personally.
Which leaves us with a pretty provocative question for the listener to think about.
Lay it on us.
If an occupying foreign soldier could understand Jesus' power more clearly than the religious insiders of the time, How might our own modern assumptions blind us to where true authority actually lies?
That is a great point. It is so easy to assume we have the VIP pass just because we know the rules, while completely missing the actual power in the room.
Exactly.
Well, let's close today's deep dive with a short prayer based on the source material. Lord, grant us the centurion's unwavering trust in your spoken word and the readiness of Peter's mother-in-law to rise and serve. Amen.
Okay.